Your father should have told you what I'm about to tell you in this video. And if you're watching this, it's because you've been making this mistake. You've been arguing with women. You should never argue with women. And I'm going to explain why and what to do instead. But this is a test. This is a test that many men fail every single time. They fail by becoming reactive, by defending themselves, by matching the woman's energy and raising their voice, defending themselves, trying to get her to be logical, or trying to fix the situation. All of these are what you should not do in the case where your woman is arguing with you. Now, before we get into the practical, I want to explain and share with you why you should never do this. Because as a man, if you feel yourself to be a masculine dude, you have a masculine core, you like to be in dynamics with a woman where you're leading the relationship and you feel her amplifying your masculinity because she's very feminine. You have made a choice to be the rock in the relationship, to embody strength, to embody confidence, and to display leadership. That means your woman is going to complement that by being in her feminine energy. This doesn't mean you both don't have these energies inside of you. It means that you have this beautiful polarity, and the polarity is demonstrated through a ratio, an 80-20 ratio. 80% of the time, you're in your masculine energy. 20% of the time, you drop into your feminine energy. That means 80% of the time, your woman feels feminine to you. 20% of the time, she feels masculine. That is a perfect situation if you want polarity. If you desire sexual polarity, that is the perfect situation. Now, in order for you to get to that space, you have to display masculinity. You have to display leadership. You have to be a rock and a pillar for the relationship. And the way you do that is by staying in your frame. Your masculine frame is made up of your set of beliefs, your structure, your mission, your daily routines, your habits, your emotional stability and mental frame of thinking about yourself and then viewing the world. That is your frame. Now, when you get into a relationship with a woman, she wants to exist within your frame. That is an ideal scenario if you want to feel like the leader in the relationship. She exists within your frame. Now, you want to see your woman, the feminine, as a beautiful expression of imagination, creativity, desire, wildness, boundlessness. And in the relationship, just like in any painting, it requires a frame. When you have a frame that a painting exists within, it amplifies that painting's beauty. A painting without a frame is not very beautiful. Every painting needs a frame. That is why your role is important. And that is why it's important for her to feel feminine, because she's the painting and you are the frame. So in the case where you're arguing with a woman, you have compromised all of this. Whether you have won the argument, whether you have lost the argument, the point is, if you argued with her, you went back and forth, you've lost because you've lost your frame. When women are in their emotional expression, they're chaotic. Women are the embodiment of chaos. That is by design in their nature, to be the embodiment of chaos. Just look at their hormones, look at their relationship to their bodies, their cycle. All of that is volatile. It's ever-changing. It's chaotic. That is the feminine. And so how the energies complement each other is you're the stability. You're the rock. You stand tall as a foundation, as a pillar, because you're dependable, you're consistent, you're steady. That is what she's looking for when you're in an argument. Because when a woman is emotionally reacting to something, maybe you get into a situation where it's the holidays and it's Christmas time, and your ex sends you a message saying Merry Christmas, but you never respond, you've never reached out to her before, and she just out of the blue sent you a Merry Christmas text. Your woman finds out, has an emotional reaction to this. She starts arguing with you. She starts saying that you want her back, you've never forgot about her, you think she's the love of your life, and she's having an emotional reaction. She's in the chaos. Now, the worst thing you can do as a man is you start defending yourself. You start telling her, no, I'm not in love with her. She reached out to me. I never reached out to her. Babe, why are you getting so mad about this? Why are you being so insecure about this? Brother, you failed the test. This is a test. This is how women test your leadership throughout the relationship. Are you still going to be steady, calm, non-reactive, and stand as a strong pillar for her? Because now she's chaotic. She's been pulled into the waves of her emotions. She needs to land somewhere. She needs a rock. Why, as a man, would you then jump into the waves with her? You see that she's in the chaos. You see that she's ruled by her emotions in this moment. She can't be logical. She can't be rational about it. She'll miss the fact that you guys haven't been in contact for 5 years. She'll miss the fact that she's never seen you text her. She'll miss the fact that you're committed to this relationship and you've shown it throughout your dedication, your commitment, through your proposal, through everything that you've done. This is not the time to try to present these facts to her. She won't see it. Because in that moment, her emotions are much more important than the facts. So you need to be the pillar that allows her to go through the wave of her emotions. Because like every wave and every storm, things will pass. It will subside. It will calm eventually. You need to be there standing as these waves go from being turbulent to becoming steady again. So now you can see why arguing with a woman is the worst thing you can do. Because in that moment, you go from being the masculine, you go from being that rock, that pillar, to dropping into your feminine, to jumping in the waves with her. So these are the things that you should not do. Do not react and match her energy. Raise your voice and start arguing with her, presenting facts, becoming logical, becoming rational, trying to persuade her to become more rational and logical, or trying to fix her emotions in the situation. The other thing you should not do, because some nice guys might take this and then use this as another technique to keep the peace. Keeping the peace is not the same as making peace. It's not the same as creating peace. When you keep the peace, you hide behind a mask of niceness. When you create and make peace, you take control and responsibility of the situation at hand, which means you take control of your emotions and then you take control of the situation. You take charge. That could mean that you set boundaries, you draw a line, you walk away from the conversation, or you just accept that this is just who she is. This is a part of her nature. There's nothing here for me to fix. I just need to allow it to pass. That is making peace. That is creating peace because you're creating order. You're not choosing to hide from the confrontation or the conflict. You're present and engaged with what's happening. So not arguing with women is not an excuse to let them disrespect you when they're in the midst of the emotional chaos of their emotions. It means you're also aware of when the time comes to draw a line. Because that's still a part of being the masculine pillar and rock. Is that you still create structure and frame for the chaos that's happening. So if she's now punching below the belt, she's now using you to unload on and making you her emotional punching bag, draw a line. Create some boundaries. Walk away from the conversation. When you set boundaries, Do not tell her what to do. Do not tell her what to do. A lot of men fall into this trap and then are surprised why the woman becomes more reactive and more chaotic. Never tell a woman what to do when she's in the midst of her emotional chaos and trigger. You are supposed to take responsibility for yourself. As an example, if you're having this back and forth and she thinks you're still in love with your ex, if she gets to a certain point where it's a little bit disrespectful and you're not appreciating her tone, you want to walk away from the conversation. Don't tell her, baby, stop talking like that to me. Stop doing this, stop doing that. Don't tell her to change her behavior. Change your own. Say, if this continues, I'm just going to walk away and I'm going to go in my room and I'm going to give you about 10 minutes and maybe we can revisit this conversation. Nothing there tells her what she needs to do. It tells her what you're going to do, and then she has to make a choice of how to respond to that. If this continues, I'm going to go to my room and unwind for the next 15 minutes. If you want to come in and talk to me afterwards, I'd love that. She has to respond. You've just created order. She has to submit to that. She has to yield to that. That's leadership. Now, a toxic woman is going to keep pushing the buttons. It's going to try to keep getting you to have an emotional reaction to this situation. You also have to know when you're dealing with a toxic woman. It's not her just being emotionally chaotic. She's just generally toxic. She likes the chaos. She likes the drama. She wants to see you crack. She wants to see you have a back and forth with her. That is a very toxic woman. Her nervous system is calibrated to chaos, to drama, to toxicity. Those women, you just draw a line with. You just step away. There's no conversation with them. Never have a conversation with them. Just step away, just step back. So when you don't fall into the trap of arguing with women, you stay calm, you stay collected, you stay non-reactive. She sees you as a man that she can trust, as a man that she can respect. Because what you're doing is when there's chaos, you do not respond with chaos. You respond with order. That is a leader. If there's chaos, why are you choosing to lean into the chaos? To become pulled by the waves of the chaos that's happening. Provide order, provide leadership, create boundaries, create parameters. That's what a leader would do. And so she's testing for this in these moments. It's not always direct. It's not always conscious. It's just part of her nature to test you, to refine you. This is how women are your greatest teachers. Because every time she tests you, every time there's this emotional outburst that comes up and she has a reaction and she's looking to you to see how you're going to respond, every time you respond to that by matching her energy, by allowing yourself to come out of your frame, you are being presented an opportunity to work on yourself, to refine yourself as a man. That's her responsibility to you. She's supposed to help you refine yourself, to become a better man, a better leader, a better protector, a better father and husband. So, if there's buttons that she can press at any time and get the same reaction out of you, you have work to do on yourself. What are these insecurities that she's able to tap into at any given moment? What's this thing that's coming up from my childhood? What about her reminds me of my mother or my father? These are all the opportunities that women are presenting you to look at, to dive into, to explore, and to discover more about yourself, to learn more about your triggers, so that you can show up the next time it happens, because it will happen, more composed, more collected, non-reactive, calm, and strong and stable. The only way you can get to that is if you allow all of those things that she triggers inside of you to come up, and for you to see it and to work on it and to patch those things up, to optimize yourself as a man. That's her gift to you. That is why these are tests. But that is why she's your teacher. She's supposed to test you. She's supposed to see, are you who you present yourself to be? And as a man, you're probably presenting yourself to be strong, smart, intelligent, a leader, a great provider, and capable. You don't think she's going to test that? You don't think she's going to want to know, is this who he really is? Or is this just a mask? Is this just a technique? These are not principles. These are not ways of living and being for him. These are techniques and tricks to get me to do certain things, to get me to feel certain ways. This isn't how he operates in relationships. This isn't how he operates in his life. She's going to test for that. She wants to know that. How can she trust you? How can she respect you? How can she lean on your guidance and your leadership if she doesn't know if you are who you say you are? So don't get mad. Don't throw a tantrum. Don't try to blame women. This is a practice. All relationships are a spiritual practice. These are the grounds in which you refine yourself as a man and you evolve. So thank the woman that triggers you. Thank the woman that gets you to react very emotionally and very strongly to the point where you lose your frame. Thank her. That is a gift. That is a gift. There is work to do. There is refinement. There is areas for you to grow. And she's just now exposed that. So be that rock she can trust. Display real leadership. Everything that I shared with you is not a technique. It's not a trick. It's a principle. Do not argue with women. When you understand the feminine, when you understand female psychology, you will never argue with a woman again. So what do you think? Does this relate to your experience? Is this something that you're going to be applying? Share with me down in the comments. And if there's any videos you want me to break down or explore much deeper, let me know down in the comments. I'll make a video around it. Till then, I'll see you on the next one.